Okay, you might already know that Ethiopia is one of only 2 African countries that were never colonized. But what nobody talks about is that Ethiopia didn't just fend off its colonizers. It used European weapons to do it. So, how exactly did Ethiopia pull this off when nearly all of Africa was already taken over by Europeans? Well, let's get into it. By the late 19th century, Ethiopia, then known as Abyssinia, was being cornered by European colonial powers. France controlled Djibouti, Britain controlled regions from Egypt to Kenya, and Italy sought to unite its holdings in Eritrea and Somalia into a massive empire by taking over Ethiopia. So here's how Ethiopia turned the tables on its invaders. The Ethiopian ruler at the time, Emperor Menelik II, saw this for what it was. He decided to ensure Ethiopia's survival by uniting its people and building a modern, well-equipped army. During this era, Ethiopia was kind of a patchwork of ethnic groups of varying languages and cultures. Menelik II often utilized forceful conquest of the different regions within Ethiopia to form a united front under his rule. Some historians characterize his conquests as exceedingly brutal, particularly against ethnic minorities. He rallied regional leaders to join him, who had already acquired modern weapons through trade and alliances. By combining their forces and weapons with his own arms acquisitions from France and Russia, Menelik II built a powerful, unified Ethiopian army capable of taking on the colonizers. So, when Italy decided to attack in 1895, Ethiopia was ready. At the Battle of Adwa the next year, Ethiopia did what few other African nations had done. It crushed a European power. Italy had brought 14,500 soldiers, confident that they'd win. Menelik II countered with about 100,000 Ethiopian soldiers, armed with over 80,000 modern rifles. The result? A decisive Ethiopian victory that shocked the world and solidified Ethiopia's place as a symbol of African resistance. Plus, Ethiopia's rugged geography made it a nightmare for invaders. Its mountainous terrain and harsh conditions, combined with intelligence on foreign movements from spies, gave the Ethiopian army a critical edge. On the diplomatic front, Menelik II used rivalries between European powers to Ethiopia's advantage, turning the powers against each other. Decades later, during World War II, Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie allied with Britain and France to drive the Italians out for good. It helped that the imperialist powers didn't want any one of them to fully take over Ethiopia. The main powers involved, France, the UK, or Germany, which supported Italy, wouldn't have tolerated a rival entirely controlling such a strategically important territory. Ethiopia also leveraged its international standing to maintain its independence. When Mussolini's Italy invaded Ethiopia again in 1935, its invasion prompted condemnations from Western imperialist powers and prompted global outrage, particularly in the